Do you remember the thunder of gunshots echoing through Wyoming's Golden Valleys, the heroic silhouette against a blood-red sunset? Shane, the 1953 Western masterpiece, captured our hearts with timeless valor. But today, we honor the legends who've ridden into the sunset: Alan Ladd, Van Heflin, Jean Arthur, and more. Icons whose final bows leave us yearning for one more reel. Join us as we revisit their unforgettable shine. Number 1. Alan Ladd as Shane Bourne. In 1913, Alan Ladd was 40 years old when he took on the iconic role of Shane in the 1953 Western masterpiece. As the enigmatic gunslinger who drifts into a Wyoming valley, Shane embodies quiet strength, moral conflict, and unmatched skill with a six-gun, becoming a reluctant hero who protects homesteaders while haunted by his violent past. His subtle intensity and piercing gaze make the character unforgettable, turning a simple drifter into cinema's ultimate symbol of redemption. Tragically, Ladd died in 1964 at age 50 from an accidental overdose of alcohol and sedatives, a loss that cut short a brilliant career. After Shane, he starred in acclaimed films like The Proud Rebel in 1958, where he played a gentle Civil War veteran, and The Carpetbaggers in 1964, solidifying his status as a leading man with over 50 movies to his name, including hits like Whisper of Scandal and Saskatchewan, leaving a legacy of brooding charisma in Hollywood's golden age. Number 2. Van Heflin as Joe Starrett. Born in 1908, Van Heflin was 45 years old during the filming of Shane in 1953, stepping into the role of Joe Starrett, the steadfast homesteader father fighting to protect his family's land from ruthless cattle barons. Joe's character stands out for his unyielding determination, moral integrity, and deep family devotion, making him the emotional core of the story as he grapples with pride and the temptation to resort to violence. Heflin's grounded everyman portrayal brings raw authenticity to the role, highlighting the quiet heroism of frontier life. Heflin passed away in 1971 at age 62 from a heart attack following surgery. Following Shane, he delivered powerhouse performances in films like Battle Cry in 1955, earning a Best Supporting Actor Oscar nomination for his tough Marine sergeant, and 3:10 to Yuma in 1957, where he shone as the principal marshal, amassing over 70 credits and cementing his reputation as one of Hollywood's most versatile and respected actors across decades of drama and westerns. Number 3. Jean Arthur as Marion Starrett. Born in 1900, Jean Arthur was 53 years old when she portrayed Marion Starrett in the 1953 film Shane, her final big-screen appearance before retiring from movies. As the resilient wife and mother in a homesteading family, Marion's character shines through her quiet strength, subtle romantic tension with the stranger Shane, and unwavering support for her husband, adding emotional depth to the frontier tale. Arthur's warm, nuanced performance captures a woman's inner conflict with grace and poise, making Marion a beacon of hope amid the violence. Arthur died in 1991 at age 90 from heart failure. After Shane, she transitioned to television, starring in the beloved sitcom The Jean Arthur Show from 1966 to 1967 as a savvy lawyer, and made memorable guest spots on shows like Gunsmoke, while also teaching drama at Vassar College. Her career spanned over 90 films, including classics like Mr. Smith Goes to Washington and Mr. Deeds Goes to Town, earning her a place as a screwball comedy icon and trailblazer for strong female roles in early Hollywood. Number 4. Jack Palance as Jack Wilson. Born in 1919, Jack Palance was 34 years old in 1953 when he embodied the chilling Jack Wilson in Shane, the black-clad hired gunslinger whose cold precision and menacing sneer make him the film's ultimate villain. Wilson's character is defined by his lethal efficiency, sadistic charm, and embodiment of unchecked lawlessness, turning every scene into a powder keg with his icy stare and quick draw. Palance's intense physicality and Oscar-nominated performance redefined the Western antagonist as a terrifying force. He died in 2006 at age 87 from natural causes. Post-Shane, Palance's career exploded with roles in Panic in the Streets in 1950 and Sudden Fear in 1952, but he truly thrived in westerns like The Magnificent Seven in 1960 and Shane's spiritual successor, earning an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor for City Slickers in 1991 as the grizzled cowboy Curly, amassing over 150 credits and becoming a symbol of rugged versatility in film and TV until his later years. Number 5. Edgar Buchanan as Fred Lewis. Born in 1903, Edgar Buchanan was 50 years old when he played the folksy Fred Lewis in the 1953 classic Shane. As one of the Valley's homesteaders, Fred's character brings comic relief and heartfelt loyalty, with his gruff humor and steadfast support for the settlers highlighting the everyday grit of frontier survival. Buchanan's warm, craggy-faced charm makes Fred a relatable everyman, grounding the epic conflict in human warmth. Buchanan passed away in 1979 at age 76 from a stroke. After Shane, he became a staple in westerns, appearing in over 100 films, including Rawhide in 1951 with Tyrone Power and the Hopalong Cassidy series as the sidekick Red Connors, while also shining in TV's Petticoat Junction from 1963 to 1970 as the irascible Uncle Joe Carson, a role that endeared him to generations and showcased his gift for blending humor with heart across a prolific 7-decade career. Number 6. Emile Meyer as Rufus Riker. Born in 1910, Emile Meyer was 43 years old during the production of Shane in 1953, taking on the role of Rufus Riker, the tyrannical cattle baron whose ruthless ambition drives the Valley's central conflict. Riker stands out for his booming authority, unapologetic greed, and tragic fall from frontier kingpin to desperate foe, embodying the clash between old cattleways and new settler dreams. Meyer's commanding presence and gravelly voice make Riker a formidable antagonist, stealing scenes with sheer intensity. Meyer died in 1987 at age 76 from heart failure. Following Shane, he racked up over 150 credits, including standout villain roles in films like The Phoenix City Story in 1955 as a corrupt sheriff and Invasion of the Body Snatchers in 1956 as the skeptical Dr. Bassett, while also appearing in TV hits like Gunsmoke and Perry Mason, establishing himself as Hollywood's go-to heavy with a surprising depth in dramatic turns throughout the mid-century. Number 7. Elisha Cook Jr. As Stonewall Tory born in 1903, Elisha Cook Jr. was 50 years old when he portrayed the fiery Stonewall Tory in Shane in 1953. As the hot-tempered homesteader farmer, Stonewall's character bursts with raw passion and reckless bravery, his explosive temper igniting the plot's first major clash and underscoring the settlers' desperate fight for justice. Cook's wiry energy and wide-eyed intensity make Stonewall a tragic catalyst, blending vulnerability with unbridled fury. Cook died in 1995 at age 91 from lung cancer. After Shane, he continued his marathon career with over 200 appearances, including memorable turns in The Maltese Falcon in 1941, as the doomed Wilmer and House on Haunted Hill in 1959, as the nervous Watson Pritchard, while gracing TV shows like Alfred Hitchcock Presents and Magnum, PI, solidifying his legacy as one of cinema's most prolific and versatile character actors across 5 decades of film, noir, horror, and westerns. Number 8. Douglas Spencer as Axel Shipstead. Born in 1910, Douglas Spencer was 43 years old in 1953 when he played Axel Shipstead in Shane, the mild-mannered homesteader whose quiet resilience adds heart to the group's struggle against land grabbers. Axel's character shines through his understated courage, family devotion, and subtle optimism, representing the unsung backbone of the frontier pioneers. Spencer's lanky frame and earnest delivery bring warmth and authenticity to the role, making Axel a poignant everyman in the saga. Spencer passed away in 1960 at age 53 from a heart attack. Post-Shane, he appeared in notable films like The Court Jester in 1955 alongside Danny Kaye, blending comedy with his dramatic chops, and The Racket in 1951 as a sleazy reporter, while also contributing to sci-fi classics like This Island Earth in 1955, building a solid resume of over 50 credits that highlighted his range from supporting Western roles to quirky character parts in Hollywood's post-war era. Number 9. Ben Johnson as Chris Calloway. Born in 1918, Ben Johnson was 35 years old during the 1953 filming of Shane, where he portrayed Chris Calloway, the conflicted ranch hand who starts as a bully but undergoes a redemptive arc. Chris's character is marked by his rough exterior, internal turmoil, and eventual turn to the homesteader's side, adding layers of moral complexity to the cattleman's crew. Johnson's authentic cowboy presence and subtle shift from antagonist to ally make the role resonate deeply. Johnson died in 1996 at age 77 from a heart attack. After Shane, his real-life rodeo skills propelled him to stardom in westerns like Fort Defiance in 1951 and The Wild Bunch in 1969, earning a Best Supporting Actor Oscar for The Last Picture Show in 1971 as the wise Sam the Lion, plus roles in Hang 'em High and TV's The Monroes, amassing over 100 credits and embodying the true spirit of the American West. Number 10. Brandon deWilde as Joey Sterrett. Born in 1942, Brandon deWilde was just 11 years old in 1953 when he captured hearts as Joey Sterrett in Shane, the wide-eyed boy who idolizes the mysterious gunslinger and witnesses the valley's transformation. Joey's character stands out for his innocent awe, emotional growth, and poignant cries of "Shane, come back," symbolizing hope and the passing of the heroic ideal to the next generation. deWilde's natural Oscar-nominated performance infuses the role with pure, heartbreaking sincerity. deWilde died tragically in 1972 at age 30 in a car accident. Following Shane, he starred in classics like HUD in 1963 opposite Paul Newman, earning a Golden Globe for his vulnerable son role, and Night Passage in 1957 with James Stewart, while transitioning to TV in shows like The Twilight Zone and Combat. Building a promising career of over 30 films that showcased his evolution from child prodigy to thoughtful young adult actor before his untimely end. Number 11. John Dierkes as Morgan Riker. Born in 1905, John Dierkes was 48 years old when he took on the role of Morgan Riker in the 1953 film Shane, portraying the cattle baron's stern enforcer brother whose imposing loyalty fuels the antagonist's menace. Morgan's character is defined by his stoic brutality, unwavering allegiance, and physical threat, adding grit to the rancher's side as a hulking symbol of old-world dominance. Dierkes' towering stature and gravelly demeanor make Morgan a quietly intimidating presence. Dierkes passed away in 1975 at age 69 from emphysema. After Shane, he appeared in over 40 films, including The Savage Horde in 1950 and The Last Wagon in 1956, while shining in TV westerns like Bonanza and Gunsmoke, and even voicing characters in Disney's The Man from Buttonwillow in 1965, carving a niche as a reliable heavy in mid-century cinema with his distinctive, brooding intensity. Number 12. Ellen Corby as Mrs. Liz Torrey. Born in 1911, Ellen Corby was 42 years old in 1953 when she played Mrs. Liz Torrey in Shane, the grieving widow of the hot-headed farmer whose quiet dignity underscores the human cost of the valley's feud. Liz's character touches hearts with her resilient sorrow, maternal warmth, and subtle strength, representing the women's unspoken burdens in the Western struggle. Corby's empathetic eyes and soft-spoken grace elevate the brief role into a moment of profound emotional resonance. Corby died in 1999 at age 87 from natural causes. Post-Shane, she became a television treasure as Esther Walton in The Waltons from 1972 to 1981, winning 3 Emmys for her portrayal of the wise grandmother, while also appearing in over 80 films, like It's a Wonderful Life in 1946, and guest spots on shows such as The Andy Griffith Show, blending her film roots with a beloved TV legacy that spanned decades and endeared her to families everywhere. Number 13. Paul McVey as Sam Grafton. Born in 1898, Paul McVey was 55 years old during the 1953 production of Shane, where he portrayed Sam Grafton, the saloon owner allied with the cattle barons, whose oily pragmatism adds sleaze to the town's underbelly. Grafton's character is notable for his calculating neutrality, serving drinks while stoking tensions, embodying the corrupt opportunism that preys on frontier divides. McVey's smooth, untrustworthy charm makes Grafton a slimy foil to the heroes. McVey died in 1973 at age 74 from natural causes. After Shane, he continued in supporting roles across over 70 films and TV episodes, including The High and the Mighty in 1954, and Adventures of Superman in the 1950s, while appearing in Western series like The Lone Ranger, maintaining a steady presence in Hollywood's character-actor ranks through the 1960s with his versatile, often authoritative demeanor. Number 14. Edith Evanson as Mrs. Shipstead. Born in 1896, Edith Evanson was 57 years old when she embodied Mrs. Shipstead in the 1953 Western Shane, the nurturing homesteader wife whose gentle hospitality welcomes the stranger into the valley's tight-knit community. Mrs. Shipstead's character warms the screen with her maternal kindness, practical wisdom, and quiet endurance, highlighting the supportive role of women in the settlers' fight. Evanson's soft features and comforting voice infuse the part with genuine tenderness. Evanson passed away in 1980 at age 85 from natural causes. Following Shane, she appeared in over 60 films, including Woman of the Year in 1942 and The Invisible Agent in 1942, and TV shows like Perry Mason in the 1960s, often as kindly matriarchs, rounding out a career that spanned 4 decades and showcased her talent for bringing emotional depth to secondary maternal figures in classic cinema. Number 15. Leonard Strong as Ernie Wright. Born in 1908, Leonard Strong was 45 years old in 1953 when he played Ernie Wright in Shane, the saloon bartender whose gruff neutrality and wry observations capture the town's divided loyalties amid the escalating feud. Ernie's character stands out for his world-weary sarcasm, insider knowledge of the players, and reluctant involvement in the chaos, adding flavorful texture to the saloon scenes. Strong's deep voice and imposing build make Ernie a colorful, no-nonsense fixture. Strong died in 1980 at age 71 from natural causes. After Shane, he amassed over 80 credits, starring in Adventures in Silverado in 1952 and voicing roles in animated series like Johnny Quest from 1964 to 1965 as Dr. Zinn, while appearing in TV staples such as Hawaiian Eye and The Untouchables, establishing himself as a durable character actor in both live-action and voice work across mid-century entertainment. Number 16. Ray Spiker as Axel Johnson. Born in 1902, Ray Spiker was 51 years old during the filming of Shane in 1953, portraying Axel Johnson, one of Rufus Riker's tough ranch hands whose brutish loyalty contributes to the cattleman's intimidation tactics. Axel's character is marked by his silent menace, physical prowess, and role in the film's brawls, representing the anonymous muscle behind the Baron's empire. Spiker's rugged, unyielding screen presence amplifies the threat. Spiker died in 1964 at age 62 from undisclosed causes. Post-Shane, he worked steadily in over 20 westerns, including Gunsmoke episodes throughout the 1950s and 1960s, and films like The War Wagon in 1967, carving out a niche as a reliable stuntman and henchman type, leveraging his real rodeo background for authentic action roles in television and B-movies of the era. Number 17. Janice Carroll as Susan Lewis. Born in 1932, Janice Carroll was 21 years old in 1953 when she appeared as Susan Lewis in Shane, the young daughter in the homesteader family whose innocent vitality reflects the future the settlers are building. Susan's brief but bright presence adds a touch of youthful optimism and family warmth to the tense narrative. Carroll's fresh-faced charm makes Susan a symbol of hope. Carroll passed away in 1993 at age 61 from natural causes. After Shane, she pursued a multifaceted career, appearing in films like The Middle of the Night in 1959 and TV shows including the Twilight Zone episode The 16mm Shrine in 1959, while transitioning to writing and producing, notably contributing to Days of Our Lives in the 1970s, blending her acting roots with behind-the-scenes creativity over several decades. Thanks for watching. See you next time.